My name is Carrie Orozco, however, I commonly get mistaken for this woman. Her name is Emmy Rossum, and she played Fiona on the hit show Shameless. I'm going to be going over my most frequently asked questions in my comment section and in my inbox, and what it's like to be the doppelganger of someone who's incredibly rich and famous, and frankly, who has been naked on TV. But before I get to all that, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please hit that thumbs up and like this video now, because you're gonna forget later in the video, because this video is gonna answer all of your questions. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you've never seen the show Shameless, which I don't think is anybody watching this video, but I'll still give you a little background. It's a TV show here in the United States that came out in 2011 on Showtime and ran for 11 seasons. It's about a family from the south side of Chicago where the parents are kind of like absentee and chaotic and addicts. And this woman, Emmy Rossum, plays the main character Fiona. She's the oldest of 6 children, and she kind of steps up to be the maternal figure. Now, this show is based on a British version of the show, which I have not seen. And that is one of the most commonly asked questions, is if I've seen the other version. I have not. I have seen all 11 seasons of the US version, but that was only because people were calling me Fiona so often. I finally was like, who is this? Who is this person? Why do people keep screaming this at me in public as I'm like walking down the street? So I finally gave in and watched it. So if you don't follow me on social media, or this is the first time you're seeing any of my videos, then you're probably like, okay, why are so many people asking you questions about this show in person that you have nothing to do with? And that is because I've gone viral multiple times on the internet for being this woman's doppelganger. And when I say viral, my total video views as of right now, the filming of this video, equals 57,672,200 views. Now, every single week, I get hundreds of thousands of views on those older videos and hundreds of thousands of comments. And just to put those numbers into perspective for you, that equals about 195,000 hours. Keep in mind that these TikTok videos are typically under 1 minute. I think maybe 2 of them are over a minute. And a lot of them are under 30 seconds, and even more of them are under 10 seconds. So that is a ton of time. To put 195,000 hours into perspective, you would have to watch the entire 11 seasons of Shameless 1,893 times, just to equal how many watch hours I've gotten on TikTok alone. So yeah, all those views have generated quite a few questions, so we are going to knock them out right here, right now. Just to be clear, I'm not Emmy Rossum. I did not play Fiona in the TV show Shameless. I'm not a stunt double or a backup. I have no affiliation professionally with the show whatsoever. The number one question I get asked is, are you related? Why do you guys look alike? And I am pretty definite that we are not. Not at all. Both sides of my family are pretty into genealogy, and we are not related. I would know. We have family reunions that have like 600 people there. If there was someone famous in the family, I would know. I don't think that we're related at all. So then why do we look alike? The truth is, I have no idea. All I know is that God said copy, paste, but don't give her as much money or talent. And that's me.
Yeah, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
The truth is that I feel like I have a very common face, and people get upset when I say that. I think it's pretty. I love my face, but people always have told me like, oh, you look just like my neighbor growing up, or oh my gosh, you look just like my sister's college roommate, like all the time. Basically anyone with brown hair and brown eyes, I've been told that I look like. I actually get compared to a handful of other celebrities. I just overwhelmingly get compared to Fiona from Shameless and mistaken as Emmy Rossum. But that list includes Kayla Ewell. She played Vicky Donovan in The Vampire Diaries. Tori DeVito, who ironically was also in The Vampire Diaries, but she also played Nanny Carey in One Tree Hill. And I always kind of like when people say that, because my name's Carrie, she played a character named Nanny Carey, and it's rare that people say that I look like Nanny Carey from One Tree Hill, more often they go, oh, you look just like the girl from Chicago Med. And then I one day decided to track that down, and it's Tori DeVito. But people have said that I look like her because she's also in Pretty Little Liars. She's done a bunch of stuff. So I get compared to her every once in a while. And the only other person I get compared to is Angelina Jolie. And listen, I'm not saying this bone structure is anything like hers. And in fact, I feel like it's kind of funny because it goes hand in hand with Shameless. People never say, you look just like Angelina Jolie. What they say is, oh, you look just like Angelina Jolie in the movie I Am Gia. Now, if you've never seen that movie, I Am Gia is about a model who gets AIDS. It's based on a real life story. So I think it's kind of funny that people compare me to Fiona from Shameless and Gia from I Am Gia because they're both kind of white trash, drug users. Angelina Jolie and Emmy Rossum are gorgeous, but I don't get compared to them as often as I get compared to these kind of trashy, low income, hard on their luck characters. So I don't know what that says about my face, but here we are. Do I think that we look alike? The short answer is yes. Not as much as other people. Some people think that we are doppelgangers, that we are actual twins. They mistake me for Emmy a lot, and I should caveat that. Now, I do think that me and Emmy Rossum have some similarities. We are both 5'8", or her Wikipedia says she's 5'8". I'm about 125 pounds. I'm sure she's thinner because she just has more money and she's on TV. But I would think we're near the same weight. She has a beauty mark on her face that I don't have, but I think we most resemble each other when my hair is curly, specifically when it's pulled back. I'll show you. So it's kind of like the messier I start to look, the more I start to resemble Fiona. After a couple of the videos, I started to put on like a little bit of reddish orange eyeshadow to like make me look tired because Fiona's always exhausted in the TV show, and doing things like wearing little tank tops and stuff I think does kind of lean in and it makes us look more alike. Now, in my opinion, I don't think that we look very similar when Emmy Rossum is dressed up and when I am dressed up. However, people come up to me the most usually when I am dressed up and I'm in full hair and makeup. Like when I'm down on the strip, either for personal reasons or if I'm at work, that's typically when people come up to me and they go, "Hi, did you play in the show Shameless? Are you Fiona?" That is definitely the most common, even though I think we look the most similar when I look like kind of crazy and messy. This is typically how this situation goes in real life. I will be out in public and I will see that someone is staring at me, or multiple someones are staring at me, and I know right then and there, it's like this look they get in their eye that they're going to come up and talk to me, which I never mind. I'm always really friendly about it. I get it so often now, it's just a part of my everyday, literally everyday life. They'll get this look in their eye and they'll like kind of whisper and they'll like look over, and then eventually they get the courage and they'll come over and they go, "Hi. We're such big fans. We love the TV show. We love Fiona from Shameless." And then I have to say something like, "Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. I get it all the time, but I was not in the show Shameless." And then there's kind of this like bundle of questions that people rapid fire at me. And that is, "Oh my gosh, you look just like her. Have you ever met her before? Has she ever seen one of your videos? Has she ever tried to reach out to you?" And that's like if someone's seen the videos. I get those questions all the time, and like I said, they kind of come in a group all together at once. So to answer them is, no, I've never met her. No, she has never reached out. Now, I have millions of views. We already covered this on my videos. So I'm hard pressed to believe that nobody she knows has seen the videos and shown her. Like that just doesn't make any sense. Like my most popular Fake Fiona video has over 18 million views on TikTok. So someone in her circle, someone in her network, I'm sure has seen it and showed her, and she's like, "Cool, we look alike, whatever." Maybe not, maybe she was like, "Oh, this is great." But just because we look alike does not mean that we're friends, or that like she owes me anything, or I owe her anything, actually, for that matter. Just because you have the same face doesn't mean you have to meet in person. This is like giving me flashbacks on Friends to Joey and his hand twin and how he's like trying to be besties with him.
Wait! Chandler, you are not gonna believe this. I have found my identical hand twin.
And that's just not how I feel about Emmy, and I'm quite certain that's not how she feels about me. Otherwise, she would have reached out. Hopefully, like, she's not embarrassed by me. Like, oh my gosh, like, this is the girl I look like. People think I look like her, which I don't think is the case. Obviously, I don't know her. I guess it could be the case. Maybe I'm just flattering myself. But no, we've had no contact. No one's ever reached out to me. No one who knows her has ever even reached out to me, except for when I used to do TikTok lives really often. One of Fiona's ex-boyfriends used to sometimes like pop in and watch them. So this guy plays the character Gus. His name is Steve Kazi. He used to sometimes be in my life. It's not like on screen with me, but he would like pop into them, and then people would start blowing up the comments, be like, oh my god, he's here, it's Fiona and Gus, it's Fiona and Gus. I don't know him either. He's never sent me a message. He's never been like, you do look just like her, and I've seen her in person. But he used to pop on the lives. That's the closest I've gotten to anybody who knows her or who has worked on the show that has come into my life or circle whatsoever. If Emmy Rossum ever reached out and was like, hey, we should do a video together because we have the same face, I would jump on it. That's amazing content. That would be great. I think she is fabulous. I think she is talented. That would be really awesome and super cool. I kind of feel like she's just not that kind of girl. Maybe I'm wrong. I just kind of feel that way. You know what? If anyone from the show wanted to reach out and was like, hey, let's make a video together, call me. I'm available. I'll come to you. We can figure it out. Let's do it. That's just amazing content. Who wouldn't do that? But listen, they're real people with real lives, and I am inserting myself into their body of work that they spent over a decade filming. So like, if they don't want to reach out to me, that makes complete sense. I am not offended. No big deal. People ask me all the time if I would ever be her stunt double, or if I would ever be willing to replace her if they wanted to make more seasons of Shameless, or if I'd be willing to be like her daughter or her long lost twin or anything like that. And the answer to the second part is yes, duh, in a heartbeat. I don't even have to think about it. I would love a big fat giant paycheck like that. Now, I am not an actress, so I have a hard time believing they would offer me the position. But like, the short answer is yes, duh. Now, I would never want to be her stunt double, okay? Stunt doubles are professionals, and they do really risky stunts for the main actors and actresses so they don't get hurt. Me, I don't want to get hurt either. This right here, it's her moneymaker, it's my moneymaker, so I'm not willing to sacrifice my moneymaker for her moneymaker, okay? No, I am not going to be a stunt double, but yes, I will take a big fat paycheck to like stand around and smile to look just like her. No one's offering, but just in case, I'm available. Okay, this is always a funny question to me. Do I ever lie about being Fiona to get free stuff? No, never. Never, never, never. I never lie about being her on the internet or in real life. On all my videos, I try to put like fake Fiona, or I try to make it very clear that like, I am not her, this is just a joke, things like that. I'm very honest and upfront about it. In real life, people will come up and ask me if I'm her. I always say no. Some people, however, do not take no as an answer. They just don't believe me. And I'm not saying they're like, no, like, I'm like, no, genuinely, I am not her, thank you so much. But they'll be like, can we still have a photo anyways? Is that okay? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll take a photo, but like, just so you're clear, I am not Emmy Rossum. I was not in the TV show Shameless. And they're like, yeah, okay, but you said it's okay if we still get a photo, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Now, if I'm out drinking at like a bar or lounge, sometimes people will linger and they will continue to ask me questions, which like I don't really mind, but I don't have anything else to give you. They'll be like, okay, even though you weren't Fiona, do you still talk to any of your castmates? Why did you leave? Like, they want to know these questions, and I have to just be like, I told you, like, I'm really not her. Like, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know why she left the show, because I am not her and I was not on the show. I don't talk to any of the castmates because I don't know any of them. And I try to be really nice about it. Like, these people are obviously really big fans. Now, I don't think we look that close or that similar. I don't know, maybe when I'm out, when people are drinking, especially if it's like a little dark at the bar, or there's like other distractions, maybe that's when it happens. People don't ever really think I'm lying when I'm at like the grocery store midday, but especially when I'm out out later at night, people really get adamant that I'm not telling the truth, but I'm always honest. I never try to get anything free or like try to get in anywhere saying that I'm Emmy Rossum. I'm just not dishonest like that. But also I just don't even know if that would work. I've never been offered something free as Emmy Rossum. No one's ever been like, hey Emmy, we'd love to give you this table right here and some free drinks because we love the show. That's never happened. But I also don't ask for it to happen. So no, I don't ever lie. Oh, this one always kind of gets me. Do I take it as a compliment when people say I look like Fiona? I have good days and bad days. That's probably the easiest way to say it. So at first, when people first started saying I looked like her and then I finally watched the show, I was like, this is insulting. This is so rude. Like, what? People think I look like her? I was genuinely offended. Now, things have changed. Emmy Rossum is gorgeous. But like I said, people don't really compare me to Emmy Rossum. No one's like, oh my gosh, you look just like Emmy Rossum in Phantom of the Opera, or oh, you look just like that girl from The Day After Tomorrow. People very specifically say, you look just like Fiona from Shameless. And Fiona is written to be messy, poor, kind of a train wreck. Like, she never wears makeup. She doesn't even wear bras. Like, she's just running around kind of chaotic, tired, stressed out, and cheap. And that's what people think I look like. Sometimes it kind of can be offensive, especially when it's somewhere like when I'm at work or when I'm out for a night out and I'm with my friends and I'm wearing a full face of makeup that took me an hour to do and I'm wearing really nice clothes and my hair is done, and then people are like, oh my gosh, you look just like Fiona from Shameless. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I took 2 hours to get ready to look like I just rolled out of bed to you. Like, this sucks. Again, that is not to say that Fiona herself is not gorgeous. She is. I can recognize that. I now take it as a compliment. People think that she is pretty because Emmy Rossum is pretty and she is low maintenance and cool and sexy and all of those things, and that is what people mean. However, sometimes when you put a lot of like work and effort into getting ready in the morning and then people are like, oh my gosh, like that's what you look like, it does. It makes me cringe inside. If someone is intending to give me a compliment, then I definitely take it as a compliment. If I was insulted by people saying it, I wouldn't make the Shameless videos or the Fiona videos. I like that my videos and my face brings joy to people and it makes them happy. So I feel like we're all winners. People ask me a lot to do a Fiona impression, and honestly, my impression is not good at all. I can't do like the little Chicago accent. Also, my voice is naturally, I think, higher pitched than Emmy Rossum's. And the truth is, I'm not an actor. Like, I don't have vocal lessons. I don't really know how to lean into those kinds of things. So I always say no if someone asks me in person to do an impression because I don't think it's very good, honestly. There's some other things I do, like when I'm doing like the lip syncs and stuff, like Fiona talks out of the side of her mouth a lot, so I do that. And then she also like raises her eyebrows really high, which is kind of hard for me to do because I have Botox, but like the more wrinkly I can make my forehead, the better. It's a little difficult, but I do my best. However, my attempt at an impression is not good. No one's giving me any Academy Awards for it. I'm gonna do it right now, but like I said, it's not very good. Ugh, I hate doing it. I really do. Okay. She'll be like, Frank, I've got one brother in jail, another brother who's off his crazy pills, and a sister who's trying to be a teen mom. And you think I have time to tell you what happened on Shameless last week? That's it. That's the best I got, guys. What do Fiona and I have in common? Not much, except for our face. I am also the oldest sibling, only I have 2 sisters. And at one point, Fiona worked at a nightclub, and I also work at a nightclub. Fiona's been arrested. I've been arrested before. I actually got arrested on my first day of college for underage drinking. That's a different story. Anyways, that's basically it. Honestly, just not a lot. I am a very responsible and controlled person. Like, I love everything to be routine and organized and clean and on a schedule, and chaos just sends me into like an anxiety spiral. So I try to make sure that everything is exactly how it should be, where it's supposed to be. I'm always on time. I try to be really friendly. Fiona also likes to party, and I also like to party. Not as hard as Fiona, but baby does like adult beverages. So there you go. Not very much, but that's what we have in common. Why don't I make more Fiona videos? Everyone loves them, and the truth is I would make more. I enjoy making people happy, and I like when people want to watch my content. However, now I understand when actors and actresses are like, I feel like I just have outgrown the role, I'm ready to do new things, because even though I was never in Shameless, sometimes it can be kind of exhausting when my whole comment section is like, Fiona, 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 Shameless, 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 and I'm out here 40 hours plus a week making other really great quality content, and all people want is Emmy Rossum and Fiona, and Emmy and Fiona, and Emmy and Fiona, and like, I am not her. Like, I have a whole life. I think that I make other really great quality videos, and when people are just like, no, 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 we don't want any of that stuff, just more Fiona, I'm like, but what about Carrie? What about Carrie, who's spending all the time making the Fiona content? So I do understand now when, especially like child actors are like, I just couldn't be Hannah Montana anymore. I just did not want to be Josh from Drake and Josh anymore. Like, that was my whole childhood, and I just wanted to be myself. And that is kind of crazy because I was never even in a show, but people definitely put that on you. Also, I am trying to make content creation, vlogging, videos, social media a full-time job. And the truth is that if I am always just pretending to look like somebody who's in a major TV show, I am not gonna get brand deals or ads from that. Like, brands don't want to pay me to look like another famous actress that they could just pay. So it's a little bit hard to generate money and revenue for myself when all I do is the Fiona / Shameless parodies or impression videos. It has been important to my social media channels, for my content, for my future income, that I am not only specifically associated with Fiona, and when those videos blow up really big, I'm super happy. I'm super grateful. It does do really well for my other content, but I cannot solely be known as the girl who looks like Fiona. So that's why I don't make those videos just nonstop all the time, 24/7. Also, they're a little difficult to make. I am not a trained actress, like, at all. I've never taken an acting class. So to memorize the lines and then kind of lip sync them, and then to also try to impersonate her and make the little faces, sometimes it takes me hours to make like a 30-second TikTok or short format video. It can be really intense. I'm exhausted after. Everything kind of has to line up. Like, I have to be in the mood. I have to know the TikTok or short form video I'm gonna make. I have to already have my hair curly or be willing to like take a shower and dry it. And curly hair is difficult. I can make a whole separate video on why I hate having curly hair, even though people love it, but this just doesn't participate very well in videos. It's just like, it's messy. It's like looking like messy, crazy Fiona is just not how I usually like to present myself, Carrie, to the world every day. So all those things combined, I just don't shoot Fiona content all the time. This is also a really small part of it, but it does impact me personally, and I feel like it's very unique to looking like someone who is very successful on a TV show like this, and that is sometimes it can be a little heavy. A lot of times people will message me or comment or even in person come and trauma dump on me, and they don't mean to, but they'll just be like, you know, Shameless meant so much to me. Thank you so much for doing this show. My family was so much like that family, and it means a lot to me, and it made me feel like less alone that this show existed. And I'm summarizing. A lot of times they go into a lot more detail. Like, for example, one of the girls on the show, Mandy, is sexually abused by her father, right? Or just dealing with like drug addict parents or siblings that are mentally unstable. And although I am very honored that people feel comfortable sharing that with me, and I am very like sympathetic and empathetic to what they've been through, it can be a lot to kind of take responsibility for. Even though I was not Fiona in Shameless and they know that, people just feel this really, really strong connection to her. And so because I'm the closest thing to that they might ever get, they just want to share with me. And I was not ready or equipped to handle that when it first started happening. And honestly, I'm not always ready for it now because it kind of comes out of the blue. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And you know, that it's heartbreaking in so many ways. Sometimes I just don't know what to do or say. And I feel like messages that are that emotional and impactful deserve a response, but sometimes I don't always feel like I know what to say. It does weigh heavy on my heart. I'm sorry, I'm just at a loss for words. It can just be very tough to deal with. Yeah. Have I ever been to the Shameless house? No, that's the short answer. I brought it up before on some TikTok lives, like, oh, if I was ever in Chicago, like I would totally go down, and I think it would be really cool to shoot content there. Some people have then warned me, been like, no, you can't go to the house, like it's so dangerous, blah, 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 blah. The truth is I don't really know. I think it's a little, maybe I'm naive. I think it's a little ridiculous to be like, under no circumstances can you go to that part of town. You're gonna be in immediate danger. Maybe I'm not gonna walk around alone at night. Maybe I don't walk around alone at all. I am not familiar enough with Chicago as a whole or like the current safety of the south side of Chicago. The truth is I don't know. I do think it would be really cool to go there and see the house and like take pictures and make content. So if I felt like that option was available to me while I was in Chicago, I would certainly do it for sure. That's quality content. Here is a quick list of other questions I get, and the answer to all of them is I was not on the show, so I don't know the answer, okay? These questions include, why did Fiona quit the show? When is the next season coming out? I'm pretty sure it's canceled, so I don't think there's gonna be a next season. Why am I on TikTok if I have so much money already? I don't have a lot of money. Emmy Rossum, check out her bank account. Do I talk to any of my castmates? Would I do a reboot? What am I currently working on? Where's Frank? Why does my voice sound so different from when I was on the show? Because I am not Fiona. We just look alike. That's the short answer to all of the questions. If you're interested in seeing any of my Fake Fiona videos, I'm gonna link my TikTok down below. I have a whole playlist called Fake Fiona where you can see all of the videos. I'll also tag like the most popular video I've ever made, the funniest video, my personal favorite, and the first Fiona video I ever did on TikTok. So you can kind of go through all of those. I post videos all the time. I don't make Fiona content as often as I used to, but I do try to sprinkle it in as a little treat for all of my followers, especially ones who follow me for Fiona content. But I also make a ton of other great content, so make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe here on my YouTube channel. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you watched it this far, you definitely like the video, so make sure you like it. Please leave a comment and let me know your favorite part of this video, or if somehow I missed one of your Fiona questions, go ahead and drop it in the comment section and I will get to it as soon as I can. This video was so overdue. I'm glad I finally got down to it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will be back next week, so make sure you hit subscribe.